Fear porn. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, and I welcome you to another episode here on the Jeffrey Daugherty New Cosmic Knowledge Christian Whistleblower YouTube channel. Very nice to be with you all. It's my pleasure to see you all again. And we've got a subject tonight that we need to talk about for a few reasons. One of the reasons we need to talk about it is because I use this term fairly frequently, and people, rightly so, are asking me, Jeff, what do you mean by fear porn? I thought it was a term that was in the common vernacular, but apparently not so much, not yet. It's still a term that's maybe coming up into people's understanding. But I'll talk today about what fear porn is. I'll talk today about how we can recognize it. I'll talk today about what we need to do about it. And I will talk today about how we should deal with it. And I think it's going to be a profitable enterprise for us all. I do welcome your thoughts and comments in the chat room. And we do have at 8 o'clock Holly Vandenberg coming on to talk about astrology and things pertaining thereto. We just had a great live show a couple hours ago with R. Wayne Steiger. Check that out. It's called Into the World, another light conversation with R. Wayne Steiger. I think that you will appreciate it. So I think the place to start, if we're going to talk about fear porn, which of course is short for fear pornography, I think we should probably start with defining exactly what pornography is. So if we're going to talk about fear porn, let's talk about what pornography is. And believe it or not, this is all going to dovetail together nicely and make perfect sense. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. And it's just interesting. This is the symbol, the kind of ubiquitous symbol for porn, XXX. Say it fast. XXXXXXXXXXXX. It's almost like 666, isn't it? How about that? It's almost like 666, XXX, 666, XXX. How about that? It's almost like 666. And that is the ubiquitous term, if you will, for porn. So very, very interesting. Okay, pornography, often abbreviated as porn, is the portrayal of sexual subject matter for the purpose of sexual arousal. It's presented in a variety of medias. It applies to the description of the act rather than the act itself. And so it does not include live exhibitions like sex shows and striptease. The primary subjects of present-day pornographic depictions are pornographic models who pose for still photographs and pornographic actors or porn stars who perform in pornographic films if dramatic skills are not involved. And in porn, dramatic skills is definitely a relative term. A performer in a porn may be called a model. Various groups within society think it's immoral, it's addictive, it's obscene. Many people believe it's debasing. Many people believe it's dehumanizing, especially towards women. Many people believe that it is something that desensitizes us to the entire sexual act and gives inaccurate information, at least to the young minds of boys. We'll talk about that a little bit more. And I wanted to look at this, the economics of porn. In 1970, and that's a long time ago, the total retail value of hardcore pornography in the US was no more than 10 million, which is still, if I had that, I probably would be okay with it. So it was 10 million in about 1970. 10 million in 1970. That, according to the President's Commission on Obscenity and Pornography, that's redundant. But as of 2014, it's grown to 13 billion. Psychological, relational, and sexual correlations of pornography use on young adult heterosexual men in romantic relationships, the Journal of Men's Studies. From 10 million to 13 billion. As a Bible college graduate and not a math major, I can say that's one hell of an increase. 10 billion to 13 billion. There's 100 million and a billion, right? So it's 100 million and a billion. So this would be 1,300 million. Am I right? CNBC estimates that pornography industry was 13 billion in the USA, with $3,100 being spent on porn every second, and a new porn video being produced every 39 minutes. Wow. How about that? You've got our alt porn, amateur porn, bondage porn, ethnic porn, fetish porn, group porn, reality porn, sexual orientation related porn, gay porn, lesbian porn, bisexual porn. You got porn everywhere. Every 13 minutes, there's a new porn. Oh, 39 minutes, there's a new porno going out. Wow. And interestingly enough, 39 could be represented as 333. Anyway, very, very interesting. In addition to the porn industry, there's a large amount of non-commercial pornography. This is distinguished from commercial pornography, falsely marketed as amateurs. So you mean they're not really amateurs? Damn. Being ripped off. They're lying to us. Can you imagine that the porn people are actually lying to us? Okay, so pornography. What is fear porn? Let's talk a little bit. What is fear porn in relation to what pornography is? So let's go ahead and take a look in the chat room. See what people got going on with this one. Ma'am, Tamu's still getting love long after her show was on. Heidi Vandenberg. Heidi, I don't know why I have that. For some reason, it's stuck in my head. Holly, Holly, Holly. So I won't say it again. Heidi, 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 Heidi. It's Heidi Vandenberg. Heidi Vandenberg tonight, 8 p.m. Looking forward to it. Heidi Vandenberg. Hi, Heidi Vandenberg. All righty. Fear porn, the only kind of porn I watch. And you know what? There's something to that, recovering soul. The only kind of porn, everyone, I wish I could say this, but I miss Seven Serpents is at Home. Just trying to catch up a little bit on this. That's funny. I love fear porn, but the other's disgusting. Isn't that interesting? A year ago, I went to a sex trafficking workshop. Where are my notes? San Fernando Valley is the hub of pornography. Jerry Browning pissing on the rest of us. Sacto, a lot of porn in Sacto, I'm guessing. Misinformation meant to be addictive and keep people in fight or flight mode. Amateurs have only have title for 6 months, during which they net only about 500 living in poverty. So fear porn is exploitive towards the actors and mainly the actresses. So that's what pornography is. And here's my point. Pornography, I mean, how much reality to actual sexual activity and interaction between males and females, or males and males, and whatever the permutations, how much reality does porn really bear to the actual sexual act between consenting individuals? What porn has nothing to do with reality of actual sexuality. And it's causing and this isn't a show about porn, it's a show about fear porn, but I'm just trying to make a point here. Stay with me. And it causes great damage to true sexuality, real sexual. I'm not against sex whatsoever. I'm for sex almost anytime I can have it, which doesn't happen too often. So I'm not against sex. I am against casual sex. I think sex is a sacred act. It's a act that should be done with intention and not just like animals. But I guess I'm not you got to be married, all that stuff. I think that you can't, sex should not take place outside of a committed, caring relationship. But real sex between real people is nothing like pornography. And here's a key. And I'll say guys, because mainly it's a guy thing, but when guys talk about what women like, if one guy's saying to another guy, oh, women really like it when, he's saying something that most likely did not come from actual experience in the field, but it came from something he saw in porn. Oh, women really like it when you, not from true experience, from porn. Or he got it from an expert friend who got it from porn. So as a result, we got a bunch of idiot men having sex with women, doing to women things that they think women are really gonna like because they saw it on porn, but it's destroying our relationships with women. It's demeaning women, dehumanizing women. It's destroying our relationships because, guys, I got to break it to you. What the girls on porn like, real girls don't like. And I'm guessing real boys don't like it either. Not sure about that. But it bears no relationship to reality. So you got idiot men doing things to women that they see in porn because they think they're going to like it, because they think it makes them a good sex partner. And it's destroying relationships. And I'm not going to let you ladies off the hook, because you got idiot men doing stupid stuff because they think girls like it. And you got stupid women who let them do it. Not all, thankfully, but some women are like, oh, well, I'll let him do it. And then you're going to fake an orgasm too, which is only reinforcing his idiocracy. So we've got to realize that we got to get away from that stuff. And I'm not talking, I'm not a Puritan here, where I'm not saying that you don't ever look at something, see something, but it's not real. It's not true. That's not what girls like. And it's not going to be helpful to you in your relationships. All right. It's produced to make money. It's produced to get people to watch it. It's produced to get people to hooked on it. And pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, but pornography is being produced not to aid your sexuality, not to be something to help you get the motor running. Pornography is being produced to cheapen, lessen, blacken the sexual act between male and female. That's my paradigm. You got your paradigm. Work with me here. I don't want to have to give every permutation every time. That would be like a porn. Audio porn. But porn is put out to make sex, which is powerful, and beautiful. I mean, what was it? $23 billion spent on porn. Was it $38 billion spent on porn? How much? Let me find that again. $13 billion spent on porn. 13 billion with a B. Now, if you want to get into understanding sexuality, thank you, Jerry, perverting the sex act. That's what porn is for, perverting the sex act. It's taking something beautiful. It's taking something enjoyable. It's taking something wonderful. It's taking something powerful and perverting it, and removing the power, and removing the motivation, inspiration, or even possibility that someone might actually look at sexuality and say, there's a lot of power there. I wonder how I could leverage sexuality and my intention within sexuality towards some spiritual endeavors. I hate to use the term sex magic with a K, but if you're always watching porn and it's always about TNA and it's always about chicka chicka wow wow, you would never stop to think, you know what? There's power between the two of us. There's power. Thank you, highway prisoner. There's power between the two of us. There's something going on. I mean, you feel it. It's not just in your genitals that you feel it. There's power there. There's interaction. There's energy. There's intention. And porn keeps us from understanding and realizing and even thinking about that, because you're so busy trying to do that thing that you saw Ron Jeremy do. It's the only one I could come up with. I know it's really dated, but you're trying to see that thing because it made girl porn name Jenna Jameson act that way. So you're not thinking about, I wonder how I could leverage, because I'll tell you this right now, and I probably shouldn't say this, and probably people get upset at me for saying this. And you know, I don't usually say anything that could cause anybody to get upset. I'm very careful to be very calm, very between the lines, very vanilla, very bland. But if you and your partner ever want to start changing your lives, enhancing your sexuality, but that's a side point. But if you ever really want to start changing your life, start investigating sexual magic, i.e., leveraging, focusing, directing, harnessing, and using for your mutual edification that tremendous energy that's generated within the sexual act. I didn't say go do everything that Crowley said to go do. I didn't say go do everything that Key said to go do. I didn't say go do everything that Parson said to go do. I said investigate, leveraging, focusing, harnessing, and utilizing the tremendous ecstatic energy that's available through sexuality. And if we spent $13 billion on sexual magic study, I would actually like to do a class on sex magic, but it just could never be done because people are they've got us. They got us. The damn church has got us. The porno people got us. We can't do it anymore. They got us instead of goddess. We need less goddess and more goddess. Ooh, that's a good one. But anyway, that part was free. Now let's get to fear porn. Jeff, what are you talking about with fear porn? What does porn do? Porn is meant to stimulate the base sexual urges of human beings. Porn is produced to get you stimulated at a very base level. Animal inspiration, animal motivation. It's meant to appeal to your fight or flight mind. It's meant to appeal to your reactive mind. It's meant to where you see a woman and you're like, oh, I'd like to, instead of, wow, I wonder what she thinks about the organic light. You're saying, oh, look at her, instead of saying, I wonder what her position might be on Planet X. Silly, but you get my point. We don't look at, and I'm sure, ladies, I've seen you do it. Ooh, look at that. I bet he, instead of saying, I wonder what his position would be on the New Testament being out of order. And I'm tired of being treated like a piece of meat by you ladies. Sick and tired of it. You get my point, though. It puts us into now, this is good. This is good. If we could get this out of our lives, when we see a woman, hey, Nana Magic, when we see a woman, I'm talking from a man. If we see a woman, or, here we go again. But if we see someone we're attracted to, we should automatically first say, ooh, look how pretty she is. And I wonder what she thinks. I wonder if we would get along. But now instead we see someone that we can really relate to and we say, oh, I'd like to, like Bill Clinton, I'd hit that. That's what we're thinking. And it's totally screwed us up. Now, there ain't nothing wrong being attracted to a person physically, but should only be secondary. That's really good stuff. Of course, they think that Kundalini is evil because they're trying to keep you in that mindset. Sex is bad because they know if you ever really get a hold of it, woo! Anyway, so porn appeals to the lower, baser nature. Porn appeals to the animal instincts. Porn appeals to the reactive mind. Porn appeals to the... I think I got called a scumbag, but that's all right. Porn appeals to the base animal nature. Your fight or flight mind, your reactive mind. Pulls you out of analytical mind, pulls you down into reactive mind. Messes up your blink, destroys your comforter activation, destroys your activation to the divine database. I did not have sex with that one. I usually do a great Bill Clinton. I just can't get to it right now. I can't get him right now. I usually do a real good one. But at any rate, and anything that does the same thing, reaching us for base emotions like fear, base emotions like worry, base emotions like dread, base emotions like exciting us on a base level that doesn't relate to the reality of something that it's portraying. Like pornography has no relation to real sex. And other things that have no relation to the thing that they're really portraying and just appeal to our base nature, just like porn does. I did not have sex with that woman. I'm getting there, but that's not quite there. So we should start learning and identifying. And they try to pervert things that are pure and holy and beautiful, like sex. Unplug the matrix. Really bad idea. Astral sex is not really good. You're stupid. Don't say it again or I'm going to kick you out. Was that too strong? When we need to open our eyes for things that are holy, things that are sacred, things that have a high frequency, and they're being pulled down into low frequency. They're being pulled down into getting into our fight or flight mind, our reptile mind. We need to start watching out for them. For example, I did not have sex with that soul-sucking entity. See, I'm getting there. It's getting much better. Think about what's going on right now with this lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, September 23rd, Revelation 12 sign. The desire to know about what's going to happen is a pure desire. We want to understand what the divine has for us. Come on, Bell Star. We want to understand what the divine has for us. But when you start talking about eclipses and full moons and other Revelation 12 sign, for an example, and you start using it instead of a way that, oh, this could help us grow, you start using it in a way to scare people. I'm scared because I think the rapture is going to come. I don't know if I'm ready. Rapture is going to come on September 23rd. Tribulation is going to start on September 23rd. Antichrist is going to be revealed on September 23rd. Second coming is coming on September 23rd. And if it doesn't, watch out, because it's starting to get close. That's the beginning of it. So they take something that should be good and pure and holy, and they start they start churning up this fear to get you out of a place of faith. You can't stay in your analytical mind and worry, oh my God, am I going to miss the rapture? Is the tribulation going to start? Is the Antichrist going to rise? And this whole new moon, full moon, Revelation 23 or Revelation 12, September 23, what they're saying bears as much reality to what the Bible says as what pornography bears towards real sex. No woman looks like those women, Susan. Not even those women look like those women. It's highly retouched. They got surgery. They're sucked there. They're pumped there. With stuff. What they're teaching you on the Revelation 12, September 23 thing has no more reality, no more relationship to true Bible thought than pornography has to real, true sexuality. Everything that they're teaching, rapture, future tribulation, future Antichrist, future rebuilding of the temple, future tribulation, future getting your heads cut off, future mark of the beast, all of that was never heard of for 1,600 years. From the time that the Christ walked the earth, if he did, I think he did, can't prove it, all the way down for 1,600, almost 1,700 years. No one ever heard any of those things because they're not true. The Great Reformation, the Protestant Reformation, Martin Luther, William Tyndale, John Wycliffe, John Knox, all those dudes. Their number one message, it's arguable, number one message might have been justification by faith, but it was said in the same breath as the Pope is the Antichrist. So fear porn is when people take erroneous Jesuit doctrine created only to defend the Pope and to defame the Protestant Reformation, carry it down and start telling us, OMG, the Antichrist might be coming. When for 1,600 years, we already know the Antichrist has already risen in the Roman papacy. OMG, the rapture might come, which was started by Paul to deflect in a perfectly Clintonian move. The rapture was created by Paul to take heat off of himself when James started telling everybody he was a false apostle. And you got to get the book. I can't go into all the details, but the rapture, not going to happen. Tribulation, OMG, the tribulation is going to come. Am I going to have to worry about the mark of the beast? Are they going to give me a chip? Do I got to get a tattoo? They're going to do it on my head? They're going to do it on my hand? Oh my God, OMG. When the church for 1,600 years has told us the tribulation was a period of 1,260 years where the Catholic Church went out conquering and to conquer and killed every damn body that wouldn't believe like them. Not that book. The book on the book I'm talking about, Killer Bee, is already out. It's called September 23, 2017, Revelation 12 sign. Oh my God, they're going to rebuild the temple. No. We've always known they're talking about, that was everything that they're talking about in Bible prophecy, quote unquote. Everybody knew that it ended with the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. Everybody knew that it was created by the Jesuits, all this future lies. But now everybody is so horny. Everybody is so religiously horny. Everybody is so eschatologically horny. You're horny for some base, exciting stuff that stimulates your reptile brain. You're horny for some porny about the future that'll get your rocks off. You're horny for that rush that you get from your reptilian mind, your fight or flight mind, your reactive mind. You're war horny. Thank you, Jerry Browning. It's fight or flight. Don't you see it? Oh my God, the rapture's going to come. What if I miss it? Flight. But I don't know if horny for truth is the right. I get where you're coming with that, but it's a perfect correlation. Pornography is what everybody thinks about. Everybody thinks sex is. Oh man, this is sex. Yeah, I see how they do that. But it's not anything like sex really is. Eschatology, aka fear porn, says, oh, this is what Bible prophecy is, and it's nothing like Bible prophecy. It's the complete opposite of Bible prophecy. Guys, guess what? Women don't like it when you choke them and slap them and yank the hair out of their head, spit on them and call them dirty names. They don't like that. But they like it in the movie. And there's not going to be a rapture. There's not going to be a future tribulation. There's not going to be a future Antichrist. They're not going to rebuild the temple. There won't be any red heifer. There won't be any chopping off of heads. There won't be any chips or tattoos. There's not going to be any mark of the beast. Recovering soul, these guys don't even care. They don't think women are watching it. They just think it's real. And yet, the September 23, 2017, Revelation 12 sign is probably the biggest thing on YouTube right now. Thousands and thousands of videos. Oh my God, the rapture is going to happen. Oh my, OMG, the second coming is going to happen. OMG, the tribulation is going to start. OMG, 40 days after that and 3 weeks after that. And it's fear porn. The rapture is fear porn. The tribulation is fear porn. The Antichrist is fear porn. Oh my God, they're going to blow up the dome of the rock and build a new temple. Fear porn. Fear porn. Nothing to do, no more to do with the reality of the Bible than pornography has to do with the reality of sex. Yeah, that's why I was saying you're horny for some religious porny. Give me a little religious porny. I'm so horny. I want some horny porny. Religious porny. Give me some of that stuff that makes me say, ah. Look, if you want to get that rush, watch some Dracula or watch something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's fear porn. It's fear porn. It is spiritual pornography. And oh yeah, by the way, pornography makes 13 billion in this country. How much money do you think has been made on the whole Left Behind industry? You got Left Behind books. I think there was 337 of them, 7 or 8 of them books, right? You got Left Behind movies, at least 4 of those. The last one, Nicolas Cage, which tells you where Nicolas Cage's career is. So you got Left Behind movies, you got Left Behind books, you got Left Behind study guides, you got Left Behind speaking series where LaHaye and what was his other name, Jenkins, were going around. LaHaye and Jenkins made so much, they made as much money as Ron James. They made so much money. They were making porn money. Left Behind, I never have $1 around when I want to use one. That was the main motivation for Left Behind. LaHaye and Jenkins, Ron Jeremy, they were making so much money. They made porn money. And it wasn't no tinkle. It was all crinkle. Trust me. Think about how many books have been written about the signs of the times. And the Christ said there wouldn't be any signs that were discernible. Think about how many people, how much money has been spent on books and tapes and seminars and magazines. I'll bet you religious Christian fear porn is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And it's tax-free. Now, I've been sitting here watching you guys. Oh, I'm against porn. Don't watch porn. Can't spell porn. Want nothing to do with porn. Have the same mind towards fear porn. Have the same mind towards fear porn. Jerry Brownlee, good point. Passion of the Christ, fear porn. Crucifixion, fear porn. Fear porn. We got to wake up. We got to realize what they're doing to us. And I wish that you would write the people that are doing this on YouTube, because some of them are good people, and say, man, back off the fear porn. Why are you doing this? It's not good. Don't like it. Stop it. Good for you from here to eternity. All righty then. My rant is over. Who gains from the fear? People that eat fear. You want some fear porn? Listen to Alex Jones' Y2K broadcast. You want some fear porn? Just go on YouTube right now and listen to some of these September 23rd, 2017 Revelation 12 sign videos. Anybody got any questions for me? I feel better now. They are vampires. We're herded by Dracula. If you think about it, this makes perfect sense. It's a perfect correlation between sexual pornography and Christian pornography. It perverts something that's pure. It perverts something that is powerful. It has no more. This September 23rd thing has no more relation to the reality of what the Bible says than pornography has to the reality of sexuality. And it appeals to our baser nature. It's meant to keep us in our reactive lower mind. No, Unplug the Matrix. It talks about being at the fall equinox. That's very, very relevant. And let me touch on this. The September 23 event, and all of them, 1844, Millerite Movement, 1914, Jehovah Witness Movement, Bible Student Society, 1975, Jehovah Witness, 1988, the guy that wrote the 88 Reasons Why the Rapture happened in 1988, 2011, Harold Camping, Family Radio, 2015, remember the whole blood moon thing? All of them are intentionally related to early flyer just got me off my track. They're all intentionally related to the signs, new moons, full moons, eclipses. And I want to talk to Heidi about this tonight, because it's meant to, just like pornography is meant to take away the power of sacred human sexuality, this fear porn date setting is meant to take away the power of people being able to leverage these spiritual opportunities that are afforded through eclipses, new moons, full moons, blood moons, things like that. Those are opportunities for spiritual enrichment. And the fear porn, the Christian fear porny, robs that from us. So great question. Great question. Yeah, John Hagee. Never, the man can discern the signs of the times, but he can't walk past a Twinkie. Come on. Don't preach to me about controlling my lust when you never met a ho-ho you didn't like. I mean, come on now. Stay away from the energy vampires. I saw her on Leak Project. Yep, Heidi is on Leak Project a lot. Leak Project's a great channel. I was supposed to be on there today. We had mix-up, so we had a great show with I almost said Rod Steiger, with H. Wayne Steiger instead. Any questions, folks? Any answers, folks? I got another video I'm going to do probably maybe before, but after we talk with Heidi, called The End of the World. And it's going to help you put the stuff that comes out of here and the stuff that's said to come out of here. It's going to help you put it into perspective. So you will understand, oh, who, me? That is powerful. She says, beware the sheep shifters. Whoo! I am going to, somebody, I feel like I need to address this. Sheep shifters. That's really good. Somebody says that Rex sells fear. Rex Bear Leak Project. I want to address that because I think that Rex is a very good guy, and I didn't check Skype yet. And I think that Rex is doing a great job, and I think Rex is searching for truth. Here's what Rex is doing. And I don't think Rex is serving up fear. I don't think he's serving up fear porn. And here's why I don't think he is. Rex Bear is not the Christian whistleblower. Rex Bear's mission is not to really break down and teach doctrine or spiritual work or spiritual therapies or spiritual type of technologies. That's not what Rex is there to do. Rex is there to provide commentary and direction on the leading stories of the day, the things that people are talking about. So Rex is talking a lot about the September 23rd Revelation 12 sign. That's why I haven't watched Rex in a few days. But he's not talking about it in stoking up the porn. He's talking about what people are talking about, what people are thinking about. And that's what he has to do because that's what he does. That's his thing. Commentary on current and public events. I'm not that guy. I'm about breaking down spiritual technologies and teaching and showing and spiritual development. So be careful when you say Rex is a fear porn guy. Just look at what he says about it. Don't read just the headline on a YouTube video. So Rex is presenting information that we can use to make up our own minds, reading ancient texts and stuff, right? And I happen to know for a fact personally that Rex doesn't believe this stuff. The September 23 fear porn, oh my God, it's all going to end. We're all going to die. Rex does not believe that. So just make sure that, and Rex is a great guy too. So I just want to make that clear. True Prater, why do signs, if the signs are of no true consequence, why do the powers that be seem as concerned or more concerned with these events, natural or otherwise? Well, two reasons. Number one, they want to pornify them. They want to porn them up so we can't get the true nature of them and use the power of them. They want to take us from analytical mind, which could leverage the power of the signs, and pull us down into reactive mind where we're scared of it, so we miss that opportunity. And they also do want to focus on it because it won't be long before they try to do holographic false flags. Oh, maybe when those airplanes that flew into those buildings that weren't really airplanes, maybe they're already doing it. I respect what you're saying from here to eternity. Consider what I said. I understand what you're saying. And let's face it, none of us agree with Rex 100%. I'll bet Rex don't agree with Rex 100%. Rex don't agree with me 100%. Hey, Colin Redbird. What's white out? What's white out will reflect what? Oh, what's without will reflect what's within. Learning emotional intelligence and self-governance prevents the manipulation of your emotions for targeted negative outcomes. Shutting down the autopilot mode will diminish what is harvested. That's so perfect. That's what I'm talking about. Talk to me. Get your blink dialed up. Question everything. Question everything. I always say ask questions and question answers. They need to keep us in fear so they can keep us out of faith. They need to keep us in fear so they can keep us out of faith. I've seen Rex admit that he was wrong. You know, I admit when I'm wrong too. It just doesn't happen very often. And the few times it does happen, people like to make a big deal out of it. But the last time I was proven wrong, I really can't remember. I did say that I thought Pope Benedict, after he got deposed, wasn't going to last a year. I was wrong about that. Can't remember what else I've been wrong about. It's probably something. But I mean, folks, I've been doing this for 36 years, over 100,000 hours of study in the biblical scriptures, Bible college degree, read the Bible hundreds of times. How many mistakes do you make walking across a floor? Not many. Why? You're used to doing it. Doesn't make you a superhero, just makes you someone that is proficient about walking. I may not always be right, but I am never wrong. Now, what does happen for me is that, you know what? I actually thought, why does Rex have a bunker? Well, I was actually thinking about buying one of those bunkers. And here's why I was thinking about buying those bunkers. There's like 500 of them up there. And in the back of my crazy little head, I'm thinking, could you imagine if we could buy maybe 10 of those bunkers or something, subdivide them, and we could have a nice little community up there where people could come and take classes, and we could have seminars, and people could stay right there. It'd be really inexpensive for them. We could have our NCK tribe there. That's what I was thinking about. I thought about, teepees in a central place, but these bunkers, yeah, I mean, that makes some sense because those things are hardcore. I mean, I'm not thinking about end of the world there, but I'm thinking about, wow, it's kind of cheap and you could really leverage it. So that's my idea on the bunkers. And I think Rex likes it because it's a nice place to, storms do happen, as Chris said, and she lives in Kansas, or used to. Okay, I'm out of tea. That means the show's over. 8 o'clock coming up in a little over an hour. We have Heidi Vandenberg. Yeah, it used to be a military installation. So yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and they're not underground. They're underground, but they're only under a little bit of ground. There's ground over them. But yeah, they're not underground. And I guess if North Dakota or South Dakota is not going to be covered with water, even the most pessimistic Planet Xer doesn't think that South Dakota is going to be covered with water. But I get you. I mean, there's those things are 6-8 inches of concrete, so it's pretty good insulation if it comes to ice. But I don't have one. I was just thinking about it. I want a place like that where people can come, debunker. Maybe we should debunker, right? And just get out there and live large. I could see that. Jeff knows I even question him. Jeff's experiences is Jeff's. He's only a stepping stone for giving you great knowledge. I got to delete that comment right there. I'm just kidding. You're right, Jerry. I thought you were totally with me, though, bro. I didn't know you questioned me. Yeah, that's what caught my eye, Recovering Soul, was that the website showed that those underground ones, and they're not really actually underground, but they showed them with the community areas and the clinics. That's what I was thinking. Dude, if I thought I could GoFundMe and if I could get 5 of those things, we'd be hooked up. We'd be hooked up. All right, folks, tune back in for Heidi Vandenberg. See, I told you I'd never say the other name again. It's always Heidi. Tune back in for Heidi Vandenberg. I think Rex and Wayne and I are going to do a show. We just had a breakdown in our communication. And I'm looking forward to the Heidi show. I want to talk about the end of the world on another show, and I'm probably going to wait till after Heidi for that. If you have questions, if you have comments, please let me know. Please share any ideas that you have for shows with me. Many of these shows do come from your ideas. And if you're going to schedule time with me for personal work, we're missing a lot of appointments just because of the technology. I think we're going to have to go to a system where you install Skype or Google Hangouts, and you get that all dialed up, and then you contact me with your name, and then we'll schedule the appointment right there, because it doesn't help either one of us be sitting around and not be able to connect. And it's happened a few times now. It's nobody's fault. It's just something that we need to work with, because I'm getting so many people that want to do personal work, and I just need to make it more efficient time-wise, because there's a reason why I'm awake 19 hours a day, because we got a lot to do. And OMG, the end of the world's come. We only got a month left. I don't know what she's going to do, Jerry. I don't know what she's going to do. I know we're going to talk about a few things. I got some notes written down. And I'm looking forward. And besides, Jerry, I don't want to tell you. I want you to tune in. I think she probably will. I think that's her way. I've watched a few of her videos. But I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Keep unwinding your mind. Keep unindoctrinating yourself. Don't get horny for the porny. Say no to being a hoe. 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Heidi Vandenberg. God bless you all. Unindoctrinate yourself. And to all of you that are here, to all you seekers of truth, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and I salute you.